Hi, welcome to my first episode of Evolving with Krismer. My name is Krismer, and on today's episode, which is the first episode, we're going to be discussing a very interesting topic about authenticity and how to know who you are as a person and how to discover that. Be your authentic self. It sounds so easy, but it's so difficult, especially with social media today, because everybody wants to be perfect. Everybody wants to be a certain type of person, or they look up to somebody, but instead of looking up to them, they want to be them. I am today is that I wasn't afraid of expressing myself to others and what my thoughts were and who I really was. So always feel free, especially with your friends, to be and express the emotions and express the person that you are. Don't feel afraid to say that to your friends. And if those friends don't accept you for who you really are, then maybe you shouldn't be friends with them. At the end of the day, we're gonna grow, we're gonna get older, and those kind of things are gonna be things that we're going to regret, because just being who you really are as a person is what truly makes living worthy, if that makes sense. That I did, I remember going through high school and being like a very people pleasing type of person. Like I would do anything that another person will tell me just so that they would like me, those people to like me. And the way that I changed that during the pandemic, I started journaling and I started talking about these things with my best friend, who has always been my best friend, and I am so blessed. Maybe I am not this, maybe I am this, maybe I don't like this. And then she was like, well, why don't you just show that? Why don't you just express that, you know? And that's when I started like experimenting with my hair, with my style. I got a couple tattoos. I feel safe doing so, especially with her, with my mom. And I did lose a lot of people, and a lot of people thought that I was kind of crazy, or that I was going through something, or there was so many speculations, especially when I shaved my head, because I wanted to express a thought. In my culture, they feel that a feminine woman had to have long voluptuous hair. If not, she was not a feminine woman. And I have always been very feminine, and I was like, wait, I don't think that's correct. Would you shave your head again? And yes I would. It's something that I think everybody should experience at least once in their life, and especially women. I found myself even more feminine and even more beautiful when I didn't have hair than now that I have my long hair. It was kind of weird, but I just feel so much appreciation for my features, especially my face, my lips, my eyebrows. I put so much focus on those things that I felt like more feminine. I don't know, like I feel like hair has nothing to do with how feminine or masculine you are. I think hair is such a good way of like expressing yourself, and I think it was a perfect moment and a perfect time in my life to do that. And even though I lost a lot of friends, that was something that had to happen in order for me to be the person that I am today. Life is about change, it's about evolving, it's about becoming something else, and I'm probably gonna change from a year from now. I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna be completely different than I am right now, and I think that's a good thing. Maybe when I have my hair like here and with my eyebrows, full eyebrows, when I'm doing like natural makeup like this, or this is who I am, this is what I like, this is how I feel comfortable. And I'm so glad I got to experience that, because now I know what I like, what I don't like, what I feel comfortable with, what I don't feel comfortable with. And that part of who I am as a person was built because of all those stages that I went to. And I think that's something that every person should do. You shouldn't be afraid of changing your clothes, changing your hair, changing who you are, if that's what you like at that moment, and something that you need to experiment to know who you really are. And that is valid. That in order for you to be comfortable with who you are, you shouldn't have any regrets of things that you wanted to do and you never got the chance to do. If I still had that regret of like, oh, what would I look like with my hair shaved? Well, why didn't I shave my head? I will still think about it. That's something that had to be done for me to stop thinking about it. I think that helped me was starting to do routines. So before, I used to be very like, oh my god, what is this happening to me? Why did I fail this test? If I studied so hard, if I did this, I wasn't putting my 100% in it when I wasn't even trying the 5% or the 10%. Stop lying to yourself and start doing the things that you gotta get done. Stop telling yourself, oh, I did enough. You didn't do enough. If you have to pass a test, if you're not putting more than 15 hours a week for that test, how do you think you're gonna pass it? Like, do you think you're gonna magically know all the content that you have to learn if you have never once opened a book? You're not gonna pass the test. The effort in, you're never ever going to change. So that was another thing that I had to change myself with. That person that I was of laziness and all of that, and I was like, okay, I am doing my best, but I wasn't really trying that much. That I didn't like. That wasn't who I really was. That was just a version of me that was very lazy, and that wasn't the woman that I wanted to be in the future. So what did I do? I started making a routine. I started studying harder. I started looking for content. I stopped watching social media. I started focusing on myself. You have to stop pushing things away. You have to start doing the things that you have to do now. And you cannot change, you cannot evolve, you cannot be the best self if you are not putting the effort to become that person. If you just are like, okay, this is the person that I want to be of myself, but you never change, you never do anything about it, and you don't change your bad habits into good habits to become that person that you want to be in your authentic self, you're never ever gonna become that person. I have find that while I journal, I leave like pieces of what things that I like or who I am or what I enjoy about the day or whatever I'm journaling about. Journaling has been one of my best friends ever, because like when I feel too shy to say things directly to people, or like I don't feel comfortable expressing certain thoughts to other people, I just journal them. I just write them down. If you don't want to write them down, take your camera, take your phone. Hey, so I want to say this and this. Like, use whichever tools you have in order to take those feelings out that you need to take out. Do not leave anything inside of you, if that makes sense. And it has helped me so much into discovering what I like and what I don't like and who I am as a person, because there's so many versions of me as I write throughout the years, especially when I'm reading a journal from when I was 17 to a journal when I was 19 or a journal when I was 21. Like, there's so many different versions of me, and all of those versions are me. And I just take and I'm like, okay, I still like these things, or I still like that, or I still do this, or like, that's how you get to know yourself. I think journaling is a good tool to learn about yourself and the things that you like. So you should definitely journal. Another thing is following people on social media that have similar interests as you. I know you don't have to be in social media if you don't like social media. That's completely fine. But like, even on YouTube, like following people that have the same thoughts as you can be good. And also following people that have a opposite view as yourself. Why I'm saying this is because I feel like you will never grow if you only listen to people that are telling you what you want to hear. You also have to hear people that say things that you don't 100% support, because that will create your own opinions. That will not just get you a biased opinion of what it should be. It will give you the two sides of the story, and that will help your brain actually think, okay, what do I think? What is my perspective? Exercise, you guys. You have to exercise. I don't care if you are like, I don't care. You have to exercise. And I'm not telling you to go run 100 miles or some shit like that. I am just saying you have to exercise, because exercising actually helps with your mental health a lot. And especially do yoga. Like, yoga is so good for you. You need to stretch, you guys. And you're gonna be like, how does this help with my authentic self? The more healthy your mind is, the easier it is to actually know who you really are, because you're not having those negative thoughts of yourself. And exercising really helps with that. Yoga in the morning, and whenever I have time after work or before work, I will go to the gym for an hour or 30 minutes, and I will go on for a 10-minute run, and then I'll do some Pilates while watching moving with Nicole. I love her so much. I will do my little workouts. I am not trying to gain weight. I'm not trying to lose weight. I'm not trying to do anything. I just want to do some exercise because it clears my mind. It helps me focus on good things. And stop thinking that people really care. People are so focused on themselves that they do not care about you. They do not care what are you doing, they do not care. They only care about themselves. They are only thinking about, oh, what is everybody else thinking? Nobody is thinking about nobody is thinking about you. They're thinking about themselves. If you feel like somebody's saying or they have a problem with you and they are actually talking bad about you, something isn't good inside of them. Something is not good inside of them. There's something that they need to fix about themselves, and that has nothing to do with you. Stop thinking about what other people are doing, and stop thinking about what other people are saying and what other people think of you. Nobody is paying attention to you. Everybody's paying attention to themselves. I hope you guys enjoy. I know I make so many points and I talk way too much, but I really hope that you guys like this video. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for giving me some of your time. I appreciate it, and I hope to see you guys in the next episode, hopefully next week. I don't know, we'll see.